Make money, make muscles, learn game. If you're listening to me, you're a hot dude. The hot dude life is not about your physical appearance. The hot dude life is a mentality. The Hot Dude Army is a global network, and the Hot Dude Army is everywhere. Decrease your judgment of others and increase the judgment of yourself. So you belong to the streets, huh?
100%.
It starts with learning dating, and then you move on to something to push humanity forward. That is the philosophy of modern life dating.
This is a textbook example of really good game.
Hey guys, I'm Jonathan from the Masculine Empowerment Network. Let me ask you one quick question. Are you tired of suffering? I think you are. We are all aware of the state of current events in the world right now. War, inflation, rising prices, insane politician, government mandates, a crazy dating experience, unhealthy food, job shortages, rising mental health issues, and so much more. This is the uncomfortable reality for the average man, and quite frankly, the odds are not in your favor alone. This is why I created the Masculine Empowerment Network. And on April 28th, we are launching our annual enrollment once again for the year 2022. The Masculine Empowerment Network is a 3-part program that begins delivering value the moment you sign up. The first part is access to the online dating mastery course, SALT. This course will teach you how to build a high-value dating profile as well as an Instagram profile so you can create a way to attract beautiful women into your life effortlessly and forever. You'll receive this immediately upon signing up. Secondly, you'll get immediate access to our Masculine Empowerment Network Telegram chat, where you'll be joining other men from across the world in their red-pilled journey to success. The chat will be available for you until April 1st, 2023. This is where you get answers on text message game, analyzing dating profiles in real life, fat loss, and muscle building strategies, managing current events, cryptocurrency, investment opportunities, and so much more. This is the power of infinite data in the palm of your hands. Third, you'll get access to the Masculine Empowerment Network live training webinars on Zoom. Starting May 3rd at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there will be 2 live training sessions per weekday until May 17th. These sessions will be recorded for you and available for rewatching later. I believe with these 3 components, you will be able to join the thousands of men whose lives were changed across the world into the elite level of lifestyle. Now, in addition to this, there are 3 bonuses for all men who enroll. The first bonus is access to 40 more webinar sessions throughout 2022. The second class series of the Masculine Empowerment Network starts on August 8th and finishes on August 19th. The third class series of the Masculine Empowerment Network starts on January 9th and ends on January 20th. You'll be able to attend these live training sessions absolutely for free, totaling to 60 webinar education sessions for the 2022 enrollment period. The second bonus is access to the Masculine Empowerment Network video database. Now, this is a video database of all training sessions done from 2019 until the end of 2021. The database literally has 300 plus hours of recorded teachings from all great red pill leaders across the world for you to have lifetime access to. And finally, for the third bonus, you'll get access to the Men forums where you can communicate and connect with men about all things masculine in a completely anonymous and secure way. Now let me tell you something. Over the last 5 years of me being a men's coach, I have come to realize the data you consume is the man you become. This is why I have put together the ultimate data set for you to become the ultimate man. Whether it be money, muscles, game, or frame, the Masculine Empowerment Network will help you to where you want to be in life. Enrollment will begin on April 28th, so go to the masculineempowermentnetwork.com and get on the waiting list because enrollment will only be for 5 days. After that, we have to begin the live training sessions. In addition to that, you cannot get in and the prices will go up until next enrollment in July. Take action today and let's change your life forever. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Hey, this stuff is all over the internet for free. What makes your network so different? This is a common question from the common man. But quite frankly, what we offer is not common. We teach you to be elite. We teach you to become the masculine red-pilled man that you want to be. Where else can you find this? Nowhere but the Masculine Empowerment Network, because we offer you the truth with a red pill lens. So go to the masculineempowermentnetwork.com right now and get on the waiting list to find out more.
Boom, baby, we're live. Welcome to Interview with a Man. It's the final day to get into the Masculine Empowerment Network. Go to masculineempowermentnetwork.com. Click on enroll now and sign up. Shout out to Law C in the chat. He has just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. How's everybody doing today? We are changing up the studio in the living room. It's going to be good. We are making everything better, a better camera angle, potentially another camera angle. We're upgrading like nonstop, and we're going to upgrade you in the Masculine Empowerment Network. Don't forget, this is what's happening starting tomorrow. Tuesday, we jump right into it. Enrollment ends midnight, okay? And then 9 a.m. the very next day, we're hopping in. We're getting going with developer direction, making money with Web3 and big tech. We'll be doing introduction services as well. From me and all the members of the community. Aaron Clary's back tomorrow night with Life Philosophy Outside the Opposite Sex. Aaron's going to be talking to you guys about a bunch of things. Then the very next day, tomorrow morning, it's going to be, Wednesday morning, me, MLD, the Millionaire Mindset. Okay? We're going to talk about that and all these great things. All of this and more is going to be provided in the Masculine Empowerment Network. You get the 60 Zoom Q&A sessions throughout the year. You get access to my #1 course, SALT, Online Dating, How to Master Online Dating and Instagram. Private Telegram chat with 1 year worth of access in the community, closing on April 1st, 2023. And then past recordings over 200 plus hours. Direct access to me, MLD. All you got to do is get to Masculine Empowerment Network to sign up, because this is how it works. We have enrollment period now, $797. That's April 28th. Then July 28th, we got them coming in. And then December 29th. So in order to skip these two, July and December. Just get in for free. Sign up now, and you're locked in for the rest of the year. Go to masculineempowermentnetwork.com. Sign up today. How's everybody doing today? I was tired yesterday. What a stream. We've been going hard, man. I think, let me see how many people are signed up for Masculine Power Network. I think we are at 100. Let's see. I'll tell you guys just in 1 second. There are 98 enrollments, so we're definitely going to get to 100. And then this year's going to be good. What we're going to be talking about today are just some of these testimonials on the actual page. Take a look here. So we're going to go with the most impactful ones. We have Brent, who is actually Hot Dude of the Year for Masculine Empowerment Network Q1 last year. And then we got Ryan, who has started his own brand, is doing fantastic for himself as well. And then we have a couple other ones I'm going to go over, but most importantly, we're going to go over these. And I wanted to just give some commentary and a little bit behind the scenes as well for this certain guy, Brent, as well as Ryan, because these guys have been with me. So these gentlemen have been with me since I think Ryan has been with me since 2019, and then Brent Caldwell since 2020. So you're seeing the compound effect of them doing the work and then, absolutely seeing the benefits. So let's definitely jump right into what we got going on here. I'm going to look at you guys in the chat. How's everybody doing? Put a 1 in the chat if you've signed up for Masculine Empowerment Network so we can just show the rest of the people how many people are actually in here and ready to make it happen. I'm excited for this year. We're going to be learning a lot. And we're going to be putting a lot of good information out there for you. And it is just obviously just our top priority to get you guys above and beyond where you are right now. And, there's a lot of negative sentiment right now in the market. Crypto's down, right? We got war mongering, a lot of things. But I'm telling you, you guys that make the investment in yourself to get into the Masculine Empowerment Network, you guys are making the smart move, because rain or shine, you got to keep moving forward as a man if you want to keep on making the momentum work for you in life, whether it be, with money, muscles, game, frame, whatever. We of the men community, we are the ones that need to constantly grind in a very smart way. Like, we just have to be constantly moving forward and making, like what I say is, it's endless optimization. You're trending forward with trying some new things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Then you optimize it. You see where you went wrong, and then try again. And we fail forward, and we continue to go, to higher and higher heights. This is a community for guys who want to be above average men. And we're going to go over some of these testimonials now. Seeing a bunch of 1s in the chat. Raymond 1, A Boogie 1, Rafferty 1, Yanni 1, Ruthless Viking 1, Stefan 1, Pepsistomno 1, Wade Emery 1, John 1, Rizzo the Rat 1, Lost C 1. People says maybe later today. Come on in whenever you're ready, buddy. Diamond Hands. Randall J is in the house, says 1. What's up? Brent Caldwell's in the house. He's in the chat. And Brent, I know, Brent, you can put a 1 in the chat because you signed up for men as well. We're actually going to go over your testimonial right now. So this is an actual member. He's in the chat live with us. He won Hot Dude of the Year. He was at Hot Dude Con Dallas as well. And let's just take a look here. And I'm going to play this and show you guys just the power of what happens in Masculine Empowerment Network.
All right. Today we have another very special interview with my man, Brent. Brent is a legend in the community. He's been a part of the game for a while now. And this should be a really special call. We'll see how everything goes. But again, this is another case story interview for the Men's Empowerment Network. And Brent, we're just going to get right started, bro. So what was your life like before you joined the Men's Empowerment Network? So help us build that movie scene, that picture. Like, where were you? What were you doing? What were you struggling with? What was your mental state? Kind of like build that first scene of the movie for us.
Yeah, sure. Let's go all the way back. So I'll even
start right from the beginning. So, we're going to go back to December of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And December 5th was the day I pretty much officially unplugged. So what I was doing then was I was living with my father for about 4 years. Previously, I lived with my mother, so grew up in a single mother household pretty much my whole life until the last 4 years. At that point, I moved to live with my father, to live in one of his apartments and manage that. So state of mind wasn't working, so just burning through my savings. Wasn't dating, wasn't having any sex at all. Wasn't ambitious, didn't want to do anything. At the time, I was car poor, so which means I had 5 cars and a bike. So what that was about was me looking for happiness through external objects because of how unhappy and unfulfilled I was at that time. I was also filled with a lot of anger and resentment toward my father for being wronged, growing up and in my childhood. So obviously, let's say we were unhappy, we're angry, full of resentment. Obviously, financially not doing good, girl-wise, game-wise not doing good, and gym-wise, fitness-wise, I was doing great because I was angry lifting for 2 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
Just to deal with my shit,
Right. Which is very normal. And so I guess out of all those things, was there like a number one big struggle, or like, was there anything that was like top of mind in terms of like, okay, like this is the number one problem, or was it kind of all spread out throughout your life?
I mean, at that point, I'd probably say the anger and resentment, which was a major inner game issue. Because I would have to focus so much energy on that, and then I couldn't focus on my money, and then I couldn't focus on my game.
When you have your inner game is just out of whack, I mean, it's going to be so hard for you to get anything going. And that's something I realized that a lot of guys have problems with, really, is just the inner game issues. And that was Brent's real main issue, was he had some deep resentment for his father, had a lot of anxiety. And, this was the time where, like, Corey Capella was around. And for you guys that have been, vintage people in the groups, Corey kind of went off the deep end. And Brent came to me and he's like, what should I do? Like, Corey's telling me to join his group, and I'm being told I should join your group. And I just said to him, listen, I said, you know how much I've helped you. And you know how pretty level-headed I've been with everything. I said, you've been doing everything you need to be doing, and it is going to take time to undo this stuff. And that's why I'm very honest with all you guys. Guys, I just think you all need to realize, like, if you want to get somewhere in life, it's going to take consistent dedication to that thing, and that's going to add up in time. But so many people waste time. So many people, waste time going out, smoking weed, eating food, being lazy, skipping the gym, not doing things good for themselves. And, it's when I have these talks to people on the show, right? I love just like the viewer analytics and then all of the data just shows that, like, guys are really more interested in quick solutions, which don't exist, right? And they're more interested in, like, clickbaity red pill content than actually doing the work to become the top percentage type of man that you want to be. And I say, like, the great thing about this is when you actually do commit to doing the work, right? Because life is going to be hard regardless, right? Life is going to be hard if you're a loser because you have to deal every day of, being a loser, or life is going to be hard because you want to be a winner and you have to suffer the discipline of what you got to do to become a winner, right? And so a lot of people just don't seem to realize, they just think that there's this blissful, effort-free, stress-free path that they just need to constantly look for, that they're going to find. And it doesn't exist. It's not real. What's real is hard work and dedication and consistently believing in yourself and believing in the direction of your dreams, your vision, because that's what's going to keep you going when times are hard, when you want to quit, when your girlfriend thinks you're a loser, when you fucking friends think you're crazy because you're going after this dream or you're chasing some kind of ideal lifestyle, and you just have this idea in your head, you want to make it happen. You can't do that by just thinking it's going to be just one little quick moment of work and then permanently change. You have to actually make a commitment. But the thing is this, if you decide to make the commitment and you have the mental fortitude to stick it out, and you decide you're going to stick it out, two things happen. One, you're going to get what you want. You are going to get what you want. And then two, you're going to develop and change as a person, because to get what you want, you have to change who you are as a person, because who you are as a person is giving you exactly what you have in life right now. So if you have a lot of stuff and you're great and you're happy with your life, then what you're doing right now is fine. Don't change, right? But if you want better, you're going to have to change. If you hate your life right now and you're deciding, like, I'm fat, I'm fucking invisible to girls, you know, bitches treat me so disrespectfully, I read about IOIs, I read about indicator, flirty behavior, I get none of that from women, right? That's a direct reflection of you as a man. And so you're going to have to do the work. And that's what a lot of people just don't think is the solution, because it's so simple, right? People want the shortcuts and whatever. But what we do at the Masculine Empowerment Network is we keep you guys 1,000% dedicated to the cause. We keep you, you know, motivated, and we keep you grounded in saying, like, look, you know, you got to do this, and this is the only way you can do it. There's no way, ands, ifs, or buts about it. And, you know, there's a healthy commitment of guys in there who are really willing to tell people how it is. Like, you know, we had the Danny incident, right? With Danny coming in quarter four and really just kind of stinking up the place with his attitude. And we all had to tell him, hey, you know what you did is how you're acting is bullshit, and you're not going to get anywhere with that. And regardless, you know, Danny's left. He asked me to come back. I told him he can come back, but the bottom line is, even by him coming in there and us giving him shit, he's going to come to a realization, like, oh shit, like, there is something clearly wrong with me, and I got to change my attitude. And that's going to be like a life-changing moment for him. This is life-changing stuff we're doing here. I mean, Gary here, who's interviewing Brent, is also a testimony. He just didn't fucking give his testimony, but he's a guy who's changed his life as well. And I met Gary randomly at a convention in 2000 and I believe it was 19. Yeah, it was 2019. So yeah, like, this whole thing is real. It's not fake. This is a whole network we're putting together, and it's not all YouTube and clicks and glamour and rage bait, clickbait stuff. My community is a bunch of guys who want to get together and, like, become rich, become free, and have, like, a bunch of women, and then when they decide to, have one good quality woman. And that's what Brent went through here. You're going to hear more about that, but I just wanted to interject there and give a little context to this story.
And so did you know, like, was that something you knew before you joined the men's network, or was that, like, once you joined, you started to figure out, oh, actually, I have a lot of this stuff going on?
No, I mean, everything I was living, I pretty much thought was normal. Until I unplugged. Okay. I mean, the incel-ness, the living with my parents, not making any money, I thought that was normal. You know, being unhappy, being angry. I mean, honestly, I never thought anything about it, which is pretty much being inside the matrix. That's what the system wants, you know?
Yep. So you were in basically the perfect trap. Like, you didn't even know you were in one.
I had no idea at all.
Yeah. So was there, this is a question I love to ask, because it really gets to the heart of, you know, the problem for a lot of people. So was there, like, any sort of low point, kind of rock bottom moment where you're like, man, like, something's got to change here?
Yeah. So that was the day I unplugged, which was like December 5th, 2019. I was having a really good day. You know, I was working on, you know, flipping the car, making a little extra side money. I went to the gym, a brand new, like, state-of-the-art badass gym I've ever been to with my bodybuilder workout partner at the time.
Yeah.
So I was having a really great day.
Yep.
And then I come home, you know, to my father's property, and all of a sudden he just starts shaming me, being a narcissist, manipulating me. And all of a sudden I was having this high, like, really happy day, and he just crashed me. All of a sudden, after dealing with him and talking with him, he just sucked all the happiness out of me, and I just pretty much almost had, like, an emotional breakdown. And it was at that point, I'm like, I'm fucking done here. I need to make some serious changes and get out of here.
Yeah. Perfect. And so what was the one goal you wanted to achieve off of that, and why was that important to you?
Number one goal was my independence. So I just wanted to pretty much be able to survive on my own.
Yeah.
No help from my mother or my father, nothing at all. And at that point, obviously, I was living in Jersey, which is just a complete dump of a state. So that's when I started to plan my move to, the Lord's country, Texas.
Perfect, man. So, how did you find?
And Brent, just so you guys know, in the middle of the pandemic, we told him, listen, get out. I think he'll talk about it a little bit later, but he said, just get out of your dad's house and just move to Texas where you want to be and start your life over. And he did it. He packed his shit up. Remember that crazy snowstorm hit in Texas? Brent got caught in the middle of it. All the water was frozen. He was fucking trapped in his house. But this kid went on a journey of a lifetime, and he's completely changed as who he is as a man. He's killing it. Now has a really dedicated girlfriend, too. After going, I think he went for 9 months of a dry spell, striking out 9 months in a row, but just kept coming back, kept learning, kept banging his head against the wall, and eventually figured it out.
Find out about MLD's channel and the Men's Empowerment Network in general. So
I started kind of like dabbling with the red pill content in 2018. I stumbled upon Rich Cooper, Entrepreneurs in Cars.
Mm-hmm.
So, every once in a while I'd watch his stuff. And then I caught John and him and Rolo on a Rule Zero event.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, I started watching his stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this other guy named Corey that I watched a lot too.
Mm.
There's the infamous Corey. Yeah, there's a lot of different storylines and arcs in the Masculine Empowerment Network. But one arc that's stable is, we are absolutely unified by a group of men who are dedicated to winning and getting what they want in life. Sorry, I just had to adjust something. Let's go back to the screen. And this is your tribe. If you're a guy that if you're just a guy that wants to, you're like the achiever type. You know what I mean? You're an achiever. You want to achieve things. Then this really is the one for you boys, without a shadow of a doubt.
So, like I said, I probably started watching him maybe October-ish, November of that 2019 year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I wound up joining BLM Q4 of 2019, which was that following January in 2020.
Got you. And so was there any sort of hesitation or reservation before you decided to join, or were you like, hey, the problem's bad enough, like I don't care what it is, I need something?
I just hit the point where it's like, I can't do this on my own. I need help. So I just kind of decided, hey, you know what, it's $600.
Yeah.
The government just gave me one of those stimmy checks, so I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, let me just put this money in me. So I just kind of went for it.
Perfect. So I guess, what was that moment like when you joined? So like, was it like, because it's different for some people, right? So for example, there's some guys who were hemming and hawing about it. They're really thinking about it. They weren't sure. And they're like, and then it's like last minute, they decide to push, join. But what was that like for you? Was it a simple decision? Were you working through it?
I pretty much loved it from the first webinar. It's like, this is what I've been searching for my whole life. There's just so much wisdom and knowledge between all the generals, and there's so many common problems between me and, all the other, new guys joining the community. So, I loved it from day second. I shut up, I listened as much as I could, and I just took in all the wisdom and knowledge. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so obviously there's a ton of webinars you joined, right? We showed up for a ton of them. We stayed for hours and hours for a lot of them as well. This is almost an impossible question, but like, what were the most helpful lessons and takeaways that you had, and how did you apply them?
Probably, it's a tough question, but if I had to say, the biggest one is that nobody is coming for me. I need to handle my shit myself. because nobody else is going to, nobody gives a fuck about me. Okay.
Yep.
I need to handle.
Yeah, and that's another thing, right? For people out there, I always tell guys, right? Like, you know, everybody thinks like magically, like their big day is coming. Like this is just a human thing. We just think our big day is coming. Our big day is coming, and people want to sit around and kind of wait and wait and wait and wait, right? Thinking that they're like, you know, life has like a knight in shining armor coming to save you. And it's not coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. And if you're a man, especially if you're a man watching this kind of content, I guarantee you the majority of people, the mainstream definitely doesn't care about the way you think, okay? They're thinking like, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ, we all know what happened with people with the whole vaccine thing as well, right? So imagine that, all the shit you give you for just not taking that kind of vaccine. You know, think about all the other stuff as well that you might be thinking, like, you know, I believe that women are emotional creatures and that sometimes they're not as logical as men. And if you say that, right, people get fucking insane. They lose their minds. So, you know, the mainstream, they don't care about you. They just want you to be a good little NPC. They want you to be a good little slave. They don't care if you're black, white, Asian, whatever. They just want you, especially as a man, you know what they really want you to do? This is really what mainstream society wants for men. They want you to be a fucking woman slave. That's really what it boils down to. It's not about like equality, okay? It's about female superiority. And that's what they preach to these girls. And that's what majority of these girls, they think they deserve that. They think that they deserve that. They think that they have an entitlement to them. So that's your destiny if you go over to that side and you like want to play ball with them. That's what they want for you. So it's not in your best, you know, it's not in your best interest whatsoever. So you really got to make a choice to ask yourself, am I just going to kind of putter along through life, or am I going to do something? Am I going to join a multi-million-dollar group with multi-million-dollar earners and guys who will do everything that I want to do, guys who have sex like I want to have sex, who date how I want to date, join this community and learn from them, or am I just going to keep on trying to figure it out on my own? You ask me what I would do, and I choose a group of mentors every single time.
Handle whatever happens, no matter what. You know, road bumps are going to come up in life. It is what it is, and I need to handle that and handle it as rationally, and you know, effortlessly as possible.
And why was that so profound for you?
Because back in May of 2020, and that's when I was driving across the country to Texas. And that week, it was really hard for me because I was running around all over the place trying to find a cheap apartment, trying to find a job. So I'm in the process of like, you know, cutting off my parents and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And actually, it was part of the Pandemic Pickup, which is another one of John's courses, you know, back in the day. And I came like this close to turning around. I was having like a little bit of emotional breakdown. I came like this close to turning around, but I remember John, Myron, Wraith, Ryan Christensen, they all told me, hey, you can do this. You have the balls to drive out there. Just stick with it. Everything will work out. And that's what I did. And from that point over, you know, it changed my life forever.
Excellent, man. That was a great answer. So, what, like, obviously, like, we're all shocked at like how many webinars there are, right? And like the amount of value that we're getting from a lot of these things. I guess, was that the most surprising thing for you? Or was there something else that you're like, wow, this is like not what I expected at all, good or bad?
I honestly believe the value is so insane. Like, I can't even believe it. I mean, frankly, each webinar could easily pay for what you pay for the whole quarter.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said, just the wisdom, the knowledge you get from one webinar is just unreal. So that's why I always show up to as many as I can, and I finish as many as I can. Unless I pass out from sleep, I'm always in there.
Yeah, because I mean, like, even in this iteration, you're going to get 20 plus you get another 20 plus you get another 20. So basically you get 60 webinars for whatever the price is this time around.
Yeah,
so
it's a joke. It's a complete joke.
It's absolutely insane. So
Yeah.
the value is unreal. So now that you got all this value, I guess, like, what was the hardest part about using it all?
Hardest part of using all, probably for me was just like a bunch of inner game work I needed to do. Just a lot of traumas from, my childhood and teenage years. Obviously working with Ryan Fowler a lot. He cleared that all up. And after that, I was pretty much able to absorb everything like a sponge.
Yeah, man. So for guys who are like less familiar with inner game, like what does this inner game mean to you?
Inner game is having positive, healthy psychological dialogue with yourself. Always thinking, always believing in yourself, having high self-esteem, always having that winner mindset.
Right.
It's pretty much what it comes down toward me,
Right.
And obviously, once you have healthy inner game, you remove all those traumas from your past. You could focus all your energy on, the big four: money, muscles, game, frame.
Right. And there's nothing basically holding you back. It's like seamless. It's smooth. It's easier to do, right? Even though it's the same information as before, you just don't have that same roadblock up in here that's like trying to pull you down all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm like a rocket ship that took off. All the progress and gains all around my life, it has been insane. All the work, all the accomplishments I've had, the past 2.5 years. It probably take with a normal guy 10, 15 years, but it's because I sorted out my inner game, and everything's just taken off.
Great. So I only want to ask you for what you're comfortable sharing, but I guess actually we're not quite there yet. So before you got those results, right, or as you were getting these results, did anyone discourage you from trying harder or make the process hard for you in any way? Or was it pretty smooth sailing all the way through?
It was pretty smooth sailing for me because all people that weren't on my level or higher, I pretty much just cut out. All my friends back in Jersey that weren't going anywhere, I cut them out. Family members that weren't, progressing me, I cut them out. And I pretty much only surrounded myself with guys that were a higher level than me, which is why I'm elevating my level at the rate I am.
Perfect. And so did you ever, it doesn't sound like you wanted to quit. Did you ever feel like you wanted to quit?
Honestly, I had a rough day at work yesterday. I'm like, man, why did I come out here? But then again, I think about how shitty my life was before. I'm like, bro, it's just one bad day. Just pick your head up, show back up tomorrow, and it'll be a lot better. So, do you have those thoughts every now and then? Yeah, but it's like, it's just a little speed bump. Just pass through it, move on, and eventually I'll get the life I want. So,
yeah, perfect, man. So what was, I know you from like the inside, right? And like how many wins and how much growth that you experienced over the last few years.
Sure.
What was some of these big wins that you got in using the program, or maybe moments where you're like, holy crap, this is working?
Yeah, this is good.
It's hard to just pick like one. I guess I'll say like
don't pick one. Pick.
Yeah.
Show them all, bro. Show them all. Because
So,
people want to know.
Sure. Like all of 2020, I was pretty much working on my game with, sorting out, all the women and issues I had. I went on like a 9-month dry spell, which inadvertently was because of an inner game issue, which is why it took so long. But I learned a lot about myself and learned about the persistence. So back in like 2021, January, I finally broke a dry spell, and then I finally had some positive momentum to the point where like in October of that year, I was just like running through girls. Like it was just, I think it was like 9 girls in like 6 days. And it's just like, okay, I'm full. Like I don't need any more sex. Like I'm good for a while to that point. So it's like, I went from being totally thirsty, hungry to the
Right.
point where it's like, all right, I'm full. Like I need a break from girls for a little bit.
It's not a bad problem, man.
Yeah, so that was like a big win, and then also like financially, you know, I'm an auto tech by trade. One of the biggest things I was struggling with was getting my certifications. So like back in 2014, after I graduated the tech school, I'd like go for a certification, fail it. It would just like cripple me, like, you know, and basically make me feel like I'm worthless.
Yeah.
So, and it was like a constant cycle. Like every 2 years, I take it, fail it, put no effort into it, and then 2018 I do it, and then back, like I said, when I first got to Texas, so probably around September 20, I decided, you know, I'm gonna bunker down, and I'm gonna get this shit done. And there's 8 total certifications. You get the 8, and that becomes a master. So eventually, you know, I obviously work 10-hour shifts at my job, and then at nights, I'd be studying for them. And what do you know? Like November, I passed 1. December, I passed 2. Took a little break. Then in the spring, I passed a couple more. And actually, last month, I just finished the last one. So I became.
Yeah, man.
So I knocked out all 8 of them in about like a year and 4 months. Something I've been struggling with my whole life.
Yep.
And it's.
So just a recap right there. So he was literally an incel. Okay, he was living at his parents' house. He was an incel. He was out of shape, right? And he was getting no sex. He was addicted to porn. He had a fucking bunch of mental health problems in regards to anxiety, not believing with himself, you know, just basically bad inner game, right? And he didn't even have the full licensure for his auto tech job. And within 2 years, he took every test, maxed that out, got to the point that he was having sex with 9 girls within 6 days, making a bunch of money. He left out investing in cryptocurrency, making some profits there. That's what I know. But just joking, though. He lost them all in a boating accident. So, God, sorry about your loss there. Really, so sorry about that. You know, they're all out to get our crypto. But yeah, and that's from joining the Masculine Empowerment Network. And now he's kind of already maxed out on the auto thing, and now he's looking to make money online and grow his business, just helping guys with their inner game as well.
I mean, it paid out like could never imagine it. I got a new job back in October where I used to live in San Antonio, now I live in Dallas, and they wound up moving me up to Dallas.
Oh, nice.
At that point, I got a 30% raise. They paid for all the moving expenses. I mean, they cut me a check for like $7,000 for all moving expenses, a bonus. I mean, yeah, back in 2021, I got like a 50% increase in my salary.
Amazing,
You know,
bro.
I mean, it's just
So,
wild.
so basically, nothing happened. You experienced 0 changes, right?
Yeah,
Same
right. Of
person,
course.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, just unreal. So it's like I mastered my current trade. It's honestly, I'm closing that chapter, and it's time to move on. So I'm going to be studying to be a hypnotherapist. I'm going to be working with Ryan Fowler, and because hypnotherapy is so close to my heart. So that'll be the next thing I'll be doing.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
And shout out to my buddy Sebastian. He just renewed and signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. The link is in the chat for you guys that want to make it happen. The enrollment does close tonight because we're getting started tomorrow. Okay, take a look there in the chat. Sign up right there. Law C says, not a paid actor. LOL. I met Brett at Hot Dude Con in December. His come up story is legit incredible. Yeah, and that's what we're doing. We're just a community of guys who are sticking together. And the thing is, right now, so let's talk real quick. Now let's have a real serious talk. All right. So, I know right now it's not the sexiest time ever, right? We got war, we got raging inflation, we got crypto shitting the bed, right? We have a lot of geopolitical instability. There's a lot of stuff going on. And when the bull market was raging, when we were getting all these government checks from the United States government, whatever, the bailout checks, right? Everybody was spending. Everybody's investing in themselves. Everybody's doing all this and this and that, right? when the times are good. Now times are kind of a little rough, a little rocky, right? So on the one videos that I'm doing that are actually the most important time, grind time now, when you're down, when you're out, when there's fucking blood in the streets, you know what I mean? This is the most important time to buckle down, okay? Because you're going to find out who you are when the chips are down and out. Not when everything's high flying, everything's good to go, okay? You find out who you really are as a man when shit is terrible, when shit hits the fan, okay? And who are you going to call when you're down and out? What network do you have? Man, I was down and out at Q4. I had to go through some personal shit. And thank God for the guys in the Masculine Empowerment Network. The network I started as the leader. Never did I think I would lean on so many members of the community to help me out. And I was really fucking humble. You know what I mean? I was really, really humbled. And so, but at the same time, you know, it was great for me to have the membership and the community to lean on these guys and have them lift me up. And I'm rising to a new level myself now. I'm evolving. The guys are evolving. And, you know, you got to keep pushing forward. People just think it's just like one day, like you just do some work, like, okay, did my work. Okay, now I'm a millionaire forever and I never have to work again. And I've figured it all out. No. You keep on grinding. You keep moving forward. You have to keep moving. You have to keep doing things every day, day in and day out to keep your level of success. Success, rent is due every day. It's not like you just do a bunch of work like, boom, okay, now I'm high flying. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to do work every single day. And you have to do work regardless of how you feel, when times are good and when times are bad. You see what Brent was talking about in this time? There were some terrible times he was going through. Terrible times. He almost wanted to give up. But he didn't. And I told Brent, and Brent is a good friend of mine. I love Brent as like a brother. And Brent, he was talking to me, and I was talking to him about his struggles. And I said, the thing is, you have already gone through the hardest part, which is not giving up. And honestly, and I told Brent, I said, bro, because Brent had such a hard path, I was like, this kid's going to give up. I said, because life is just like torturing him. Like on his come up, he went through so much fucking hell, getting struck out. You know, some girls laughing at him, some girls ghosting him. You know what I mean? I mean, tons of bad things happening over and over again. And I was like, man, this kid's going to give up because this shit was hard. It was hard. And he didn't give up. And the thing is this, right? So now he didn't give up and he developed a characteristic, which is the most important characteristic to be successful, which is persistence. And now he knows how to suffer through hard times. So when he gets, because as you level up, your hard times become a little bit different, but your hard times become a little bit easier as you climb the ladder, right? And so now the hard times he has to go through are nothing compared to the extreme hard times he went through before. And he's already developed a talent of persistence. So he's going to learn how to push through all bad times, because that's all persistence is. It's pushing through bad times and keeping your eye on the prize. And when you have a community of people like we do in the Masculine Empowerment Network, constantly letting you know, this is what we're doing. We're pushing forward. Money, muscles, game, frame. Hey, look at this bullshit in the media. This is some mass manipulation. Look at this. Oh, they're scam pumping this crypto. Don't buy in. Here's a good opportunity. They developed this new tech. Jump in here, right? Here's good jobs. Here's this connection. Hey, let's go to Hot Dude Con. Let's link up. Let's meet up, right? That right there, that's the most important part of this community. Being around other motivated people and keeping negativity out of your life. Those two things right there will help you get to the top. Getting negative people out of your life and keeping motivation. Motivation is a luxury. But if you have people around you that are motivating you, man, discipline plus motivation equals just master mode, bro. You can get to the top so quick. Yeah, Brent's in the chat says 2020 was hell. These days are nothing. Exactly.
Excellent. So I guess, I mean, it's hard to describe because you have so many changes, but how is your life so different coming from like your perspective? Because from this side, it looks like it doesn't even look like the same person. So in your words, like, how's your life different now?
I mean, so it's like I said. I mean, it's just like I'm living a dream, you know. I mean, I'm living in Dallas, Texas, one of the most badass cities in the country. I got a great apartment, you know, a good job, even though I'm working on getting out of the rat race.
Right.
I met a great girl like 2 months ago that pretty much checks off all the boxes. It's funny how she came into my life after I sorted all my shit out.
That
So, and
works.
you know, I mean, I have an amazing group of guys in my inner circle, you know, all high value, high earning men. You know, like I said, I mean, life's a dream. I mean, everything's pretty much getting sorted, you know, money, muscle, game, frame.
It's
You know, I
beautiful.
mean, I believe in myself. I'm very confident. I have good self-esteem.
And stop the show. Here we go. Shout out to Ricardo. Ricardo just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. Welcome on in, baby. We got a couple more of these breaking downs here, but I just wanted to really touch on Brett just because, I mean, Brent's is amazing, and then the next one we're going to do is even more amazing. They're both amazing guys. And like I just said, like, you know, these are just the average men out there who are just dedicating themselves to making themselves as best as possible and getting above average results, you know. Brent's got a good girl in his life now. He doesn't feel the need to go out there and womanize all the time. He's kind of got that part of his life sorted. And now he wants to focus on growing his business online, growing himself as a man, you know, spreading things out, becoming successful, even more successful than his current previous level of success. You know, doing 6 figures, now pushing forward to do multiple 6 figures.
You know, I'm in the gym consistently. I mean, like life's great. I really have no complaints at all.
It's amazing, man. I mean, it's really cool to see. It really is. So I guess now that you've had all the success, it sounds like you're starting a new journey with hypnosis.
Yes.
What what makes you so excited about doing that next?
Obviously, it's very close to my heart personally because it, you know, obviously all these results are coming from clearing out all those traumas. I want to give back, obviously, to men in our community and to the world. Also, like I said, I need to get out of the rat race and be my own boss. I'm not good with taking orders anymore. I'm over it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want my freedom, and you know, you can make a pretty good living doing it. So, you know, that's pretty much what it comes down to. And it's like, it's funny. The girl I'm seeing now, I wound up clearing a very major trauma. Already that she's been suffering with for a couple years now.
Oh, you cleared it for her.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, man.
Yeah. I wound up using
like Fowler stuff.
Yeah, I was using Ryan Fowler's like self-hypnosis kit. So obviously I helped her through it. We did the Dive to the 5 worksheet that she does, and I wound up clearing a major trauma that would have taken her a couple years with regular therapy, and even then it probably wouldn't even been totally taken care of. But yeah, I mean, a 30-minute hypno session cleared a major trauma from this girl.
Life changed forever.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild what this stuff can do. I'm licensed myself, so I'm following the same path as you. So
it's a miracle. It really is.
It really is, man. Because I don't want to get on my own soapbox and like say, changed my life.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So, what advice would you have for, you know, someone who is just like you? They're kind of, you know, looking at MLD stuff. Maybe they're looking at the men's, you know, network stuff, and they're like, still not quite sure. I'm thinking about it. Maybe, who knows? What would you say to that person?
Listen up.
I mean, I'd say, don't waste your time. Just get into it. You're as young as you're ever going to be right now. You know, like I said, you need to humble yourself. You need to listen to these guys, take the advice from these guys, and like I said, just jump into it.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful.
I mean, you can't go wrong with this community. I mean, we have experts in every field imaginable.
Literally.
So if you have questions, like, we have the answers. If you want to be that masculine, dominant, financially free guy, womanizer guy, this is where you want to be. I mean, this group is where real men are made. And as we all know, there are no real men anymore. They're pretty much all extinct.
Yep.
This is the one community that is kind of rebuilding actual real men.
Beautifully said, man. Do you have anything else that you want to share with anyone that we didn't cover already?
I'm just very, very blessed and grateful for Jonathan, for all the generals, for all the great friends I've met. You know, it's pretty much something that I've been looking for my whole life, and I'll be a part of it um, for the foreseeable future. I mean, I'm talking to John. I'm probably going to be a general in the group one day, and give back and try to pass on the wisdom to the younger guys. But like I said, I'm just thankful for and grateful for everybody in the group.
Beautiful, man.
Yep.
That is our man Brent Caldwell in the chat. He's a real person. Say what's up to everybody, Brent. But that's the life transformation he's had there. Yeah, and like I said, look. Bottom line is this, right? So here's like I could say. I'll just give you a little like behind the scenes look, right? So because I think everybody launched their course this month, and the markets are down or something, like typically the enrollments is a little bit lower than it was last year. And I know it's because everybody's freaking out and they think the end of the world is coming, and so I got to hoard my money, which is the dumbest thing you could do, because hoarding your money and them literally inflating it is making it worthless. Trade that money, get into a network, and start increasing your skills as a man. If you guys are not realizing, like, you need to be working on yourself extra hard right now with the way inflation is heading. You got the Ministry of Truth popping up in the United States. I mean, we got some good news. Johnny Depp's going to smash Amber Heard in court, which is going to be awesome for the culture globally, right? Shitty women are going to realize they're going to have to be they can't be as sloppy as she is. And then also, it's going to be a big thing because Elon Musk has bought Twitter. So we are starting to see the pendulum swing back. But like I said, right now is where you guys need to be getting ready for the next bull run. You know what I mean? Like, I know we're here and like we got stuff like Pulse Chain launching and stuff like that. But for me, I'm already kind of like looking like, okay, everything's kind of calmed down. We've kind of returned back to normal life, and things are going to be life is going to be crabbing sideways a little bit right now. This is the most important time to invest in yourself. This is the most, like, people, you have to realize you got to take emotion out of the thing. You don't invest in yourself and spend money and do great things for yourself when you're on a high. You don't do it when you're low. You do it always. You just constantly invest in yourself. I have a call here that I need to get on with my personal coach in about an hour and 45 minutes. And that's me taking the call 1 a.m. in Tokyo, right? So I'm still doing this to this day. And then shout out to Ron P. Woo! Welcome back. It's been a while, Ron. But he's one of the original members of Body Language Mastery. Looks like he is coming in for the Masculine Empowerment Network. Oh, man, Ron, we have learned a lot, buddy. Your mind's going to be blown, dude. Because I remember you were last in like 2019-ish. That's Captain Ron, I believe, yeah? Oh, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let's go to our another person. So the next person here, this is Ryan, okay? So let me show you exactly the history here. So let me go to this. Okay. So let's go. Let me actually hear it first. Okay. Let me set up a couple things. First things first. All right, let's show you Ryan. Okay, let's go to Ryan. All right, so here's Ryan, okay? He's on the left-hand side, okay? So this is Ryan, and me and Ryan, we first met physically all the way back in the second ever inaugural Hot Dude Con in Phoenix, Arizona. This right here is Ryan, okay? This guy right here. So when we went out this game, there's Myron Gaines right there. This is before he was fresh and fit, Myron Gaines. This is where it all started, boys, back in the day. Back in the day, in the old humble MLD beginning days. There's Ryan Christensen. There's Ryan Fowler, right? There's Rob from our community as well, Ignite Marketing, right? There's Ed. Ed is off doing his own thing now. There's Tommy Bahama, my man. I love this guy. Right? All of these guys, just like really great people here. Even Corey, God bless his psychotic ass. But Ryan is who we're going to be talking about here. And Ryan, on this night, I'll never forget, we went out and Ryan was paralyzed with fear getting out there and talking to girls. He was totally, totally terrified. And he froze up when it came down to the wire. And, with this community here, he was able to identify what was going on with Ryan Fowler and doing a lot of self-hypnosis. And you're going to see a big change here in him in this video here. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to do 1.25 because they talk a little slow. Let's see. Let's see what's doable.
All right, guys, we have another case study interview for the Men's Empowerment Network. Today we have Ryan. Ryan, how are you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So we're going to get right into it. Here's the first question. So what was your life like before you joined the Men's Empowerment Network? Could you build us kind of like a background, like movie scene of, you know, what your life was and maybe a little bit of what you were struggling with?
Yeah, so a lot of people describe me as being a completely different person before I joined the Men's Empowerment Network. And, you know, I've taken a few courses with John, but before all of that, I was a lot different. I think very similar to a lot of people that I see come in the community in the very beginning as well, like very timid, very, very, like, I wanted to figure out game because there was like not much happening in my dating life. I tried like a bunch of different products before and pick up stuff and all that. And that did get me a little bit of success. But it was very infrequent and just my overall confidence was so much lower, even beyond the women's stuff as well. When it came to, starting a business, that was something that I kind of wanted to do, but I had no idea of, like what I was going to do or anything like that. And I didn't really have that much confidence in myself, certainly compared to now.
Right.
And my energy was like a lot lower when I was just interacting with people in any kind of social setting or anything like that. So really across a bunch of different areas, I was struggling. The fitness stuff was working for me pretty well. That personally wasn't an issue for me, but all the other areas I would say was, I was a lot worse off than now. Yeah.
So could you pinpoint maybe, I guess, what was your biggest struggle at the time?
Yeah, at the time it was the game stuff, the dating. So that is what really got me to join the program because I just really wanted to get that part of my life sorted. That was like a big struggle for me. I spent so much time trying to learn it in the past with different programs and stuff like that. And I would go out and I'd have a lot of approach anxiety and stuff like that. And it would be the same story, like rehashed every weekend where I would go out, I would try to take action and I wouldn't be able to take the actions that I knew that I needed to take. So that was like the number one driver for me to join. And also I wasn't having much success with the online dating either. I was having a little bit of success here and there, but I was having a lot of problems on dates, closing on my dates and things like that. So those were the main things.
Perfect. And so was there not everyone has this, right? But I know for me personally, I had a low point, kind of rock bottom moment where you kind of realize you're like, man, like I got to change, like something has to change. Did you have anything like that?
Yeah. Prior to the course, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it was like a thing that just kept on building and building. It was like every time I would go out, try to take action, not take action and feel worse and worse about myself.
Yeah.
And and I just happened to, one of my friends got really into Rational Male and all that stuff. So I read the book and then I was like, oh, he's on YouTube. And that's when I saw Rule Zero and I saw John and I was like, who is this guy with the sunglasses and the robe and all that stuff? And I was reading a book at the time and they were talking about just how amazing the benefits are to join a community of people that have similar goals as you and things like that. And how having that network can be a huge catalyst for improvement in your life.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like the perfect sign that like, this is something I need to sign up for. So that was really the moment for me because I was on the fence about it. I started watching his content on YouTube and I saw what he was putting together and I heard about like the network effect of it and everything. And then hearing that, from another perspective from like that, reading that book. And I was like, yeah, this is absolutely the move that I need to make, the step that I need to take here.
Perfect. And so was there a specific goal you wanted to achieve? Obviously you want to improve your game, but was there like a specific, like, thing that you're after?
Yeah, I would say one of the things that's one of the things that John teaches.
Rizzo the Rat in the chat, he says, John, about the course with Bitcoin a few days ago. Yeah, I have to check the wallet transaction and make sure it went through. Then I have to manually add you. I do remember you and have you on my email. I just, when people buy with Bitcoin, I usually have to I made an exception for you, quite frankly. So I'll need to confirm it, but I don't even see that it has come in, to be very honest with you. So you might have sent it to, I don't know. We need to confirm here, but I'll get back to you.
So well on the course as well is to, get more specific with your goals. That was one of my issues as well, is that I wasn't as specific as I should have been with my goals back then. But if I had to point it to a single goal, I just wanted to have the freedom of being able to take the actions that I wanted to take. Like I wanted the freedom to be able to approach a hot girl if I saw her around, or, the freedom to be able to do cold approach and things like that, and be able to close on my dates and things like that. I know that is a bit vague, but just being able to do that, because prior to that, I had spent such a long stretch of time of going out and not taking like any action at all. So just being able to feel like I was in control in that sense, that was like my number one goal going in.
Got you. Perfect. So we talked a little bit about how you found John through, Rolo and that kind of that trail. When you were thinking about joining, was there any reservations, or I don't want to say fears, but maybe hesitation before signing up?
I would say the main hesitation was I'd never like signed up for something that on that large of a scale, like a I think at the time it was like a $497 product or something like that. And to me, that was like a bit of a leap of where, just because I'd never spent that chunk of money really investing in myself. But looking back, it was one of the best investments I've ever made.
Can you imagine that? What a long ass time ago when I was charging $497, when I didn't even know what I had. And then shout out to Cleet P. He just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. Welcome aboard, baby. Yeah, this used to be $497. Can you imagine this? Dude, this still is a steal at $797. What this guy's doing, dude, he is making, I'm not going to go into it, but he is making more than double of 6 figures a year. You can run the math in your head, but anyways, he's doing great. He's doing fantastic, quite frankly. Let's continue on. He's a genius too.
And so that was the big thing. So I was kind of weighing my options. I'm sure a lot of people that have seen some of like his YouTube videos when he's doing a launch, they might have weighed it in their own minds and maybe they bought, maybe they didn't. But I will say that that network effect was what pushed me over the edge. And I'm so glad that I then signed up, because it helped me in so many other areas other than the ones that I was mentioning of why I joined. There were so many other benefits as well. That
we'll get into those later.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
And it's crazy because you see him, like the way he's communicating, he's so alpha, he's so outgoing, he's so like just very confident in the way he speaks. When he first came through, he was super mousy. He was like, I mean, quite frankly, Ryan knows I love him, but like he was communicating like a pussy. Like he was just like, you could tell he was like kind of a mousy guy. And we got him in there, and like, dude, when you change your inner game, you change your confidence, and you just, you get around a group of people you learn from. I mean, dude, it is unbelievable the amount of change that we get. And it looks like we just got another one who just signed up. Shout out to Jonathan O, who just signed up. Welcome, baby. Welcome to the Masculine Empowerment Network. I'm telling you guys, this thing closes tonight at midnight. And it's not a coincidence that people are seeing these videos right now and rushing to sign up, because they know a good thing when they see it. All you guys, and it's funny, right? I have 2 guys that signed up this year, but they didn't sign up last year. And no offense to these guys, right? They signed up 2020. They had a banger of 2020. They're like, 2021 came around, like, nah, I don't need the network. I'm good. And one of the guys, he kind of crashed and burned a little bit. He had to get his shit together. And now he's back with us this year around. And I'm telling you, for you guys that may have signed up 1 year and you think that, this year I'm going to like just wing it, I'm going to figure it out on my own. Look, I know it's cute, right? It's like the people who buy Charlie's course and they make like, $10,000, $50,000 in the middle of a bull run because they listened to what Charlie had and they had said, and then they had the money. And then the next quarter, they're like, I don't need it. And then they go and they lose all their money and they're like, oh shit, no, like, actually I do need the guidance. I do need the help. So let me come back. And they're a little humbled, right? But I'm telling you, all the members, this is not any different for guys who have ascended to a higher level, or if you guys have stayed the same, or maybe you're first timer. You need consistent accountability. You need a consistent group, and you need a consistent network holding you accountable and bringing you we're bringing you red pill data to the fucking convenience of your smartphone, your laptop, your iPad, your PlayStation, whatever you're broadcasting Zoom on. And it's just like, it's so conveniently brought right to you. All you got to do is do what we say, and you'll get an above average life. It's really that simple.
So I guess, so you decided to join. What was it like when you first started going to the webinars, reviewing the course? Tell me how that went.
Yeah. So I was super excited.
People are asking me, saying, I'm going to sign up later. Can I get a wow now? So you get a wow when you sign up live on the show. I'll say your first name, and you'll get a live wow shout up on the show. Links in the chat, links in the description box below, links in the comments. Let's go.
About the course. So I think I went through all the recordings because there was like a recorded portion. I went through all those in like a day or two. And then once the webinar started, that's where it really surprised me, because I wasn't expecting the amount of value there was in those webinars.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people will say something similar, but yeah, there's an entire network, when I first joined John's coaching and stuff like that, it wasn't even branded as a masculine empowerment network. Right. So I wasn't even expecting the fact that there's like a network of guys, but yeah, there really is. There's a whole entire network of people that have expertise in all these different areas. And so that was like a huge thing for me. And I immediately knew that like I was surrounding myself with people that were on a much higher level than I was at that time, which it was like the perfect environment for me to be in, because we're so used to on our day to day, if we are surrounded by coworkers, maybe we work in an office as I was at the time, and family and stuff like that. A lot of people that, we don't have many people in our immediate sphere to aspire to, but that's immediately the sense that I got when I started attending those webinars. Like, these are people that have things that I would want, these are people that I could aspire to. So that was like the biggest thing that I noticed.
I was in a similar boat, because I came in thinking it was a body language thing, and then like
that's when I joined as well, the body language mastery.
Blew my mind. So okay, now we've talked a little bit about like you were in for the game, but then you got all these other lessons, right? So I guess, what were some of the most helpful takeaways, lessons, and how did you apply them?
Oh, well, I would say that one of the biggest takeaways is something that I'm still getting an amazing benefit from, even though I'm not in currently one of his courses right now. And that is the network that I've been able to build through that. I've made a lot of friends, like lifelong friends through that, people that I'm in contact with still today. And I've gotten opportunities from that as well. Like I created a business, but I was able to network with someone who also already created a similar business. And he was able to show me the ropes and now we're going to partner together on the next course that I'm doing. And that was someone that I never would have known if I wasn't a part of that network. So there's some really amazing connections that I've made. One of the most amazing things overall is that I'm at a point now where I truly feel that if there is something that, for the most part, if there's something that I want to learn, I know who to go to. Even if they're not necessarily the biggest expert in it, they can point me in the direction of someone who is. And that is extremely powerful. So like, there's such a diverse group of men in terms of what different people specialize in, that you pretty much have all your bases covered. It's like a massive network of like hundreds of people. And, you have so many gems in that. There were people, for example, that, the hypnotherapy stuff, like I didn't even know that existed. And I still wouldn't know that existed to this day. I almost guarantee you, if it wasn't for this program. And
so the hypnotherapy thing is, if you're insecure, if you have anxiety, if you have depression, if you get worked up over things, right? If you're just a nervous person, you get like a big ball of anxiety in your chest when you have to do cold approach, like you're about to approach a girl and you're like, oh, I'm going to approach. And then you don't do it. Then you're like, oh, I'm such a pussy. I'm such a beta male, all that stuff, right? All of that, that's stuff you don't have to live with. That's stuff you can cure. That's stuff you can treat and make better. And like I said, that's the thing that I'm focusing on, that I think nobody else in the manosphere is really focusing on. And it's the inner game component. That's like the largest component that the red pill space, the manosphere space, the PUA space, they completely look over. But that's the most important part, is handling your inner game, your inner problems, healing your traumas, looking at your life, fixing yourself, endlessly kind of optimizing so you become, just a better person for you and the people around you, right? And that's what we talk about in all these inner game specialties, in the webinars and the courses and whatnot. So really, it's so important that you guys understand that if you're hearing this, you do not have to suffer. There is a way. And the mainstream media, what do they want to do? They want to take you into the office. They want to drug you up. They want to call you toxically masculine and all this crazy stuff that's happening in these days, right? You don't want to be doing that. You want to be focusing on what you can get done in life, what you can do to make yourself better, okay? And living with this anxiety and this depression and all this stuff, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Those days are over if you want them to be.
That has brought immense value to my life in so many ways. You know, you also have a guy in there, you know, it was like, he's like a Navy SEAL. And so you get like, you get that perspective too. And people that are experts on like martial arts and all kinds of stuff, you know, cryptocurrency. So yeah, you come in for one reason and then you get so much more benefit than you would ever expect.
Yeah. I mean, that's also what shocked me, like just the width and the breadth, right?
Yeah.
Of everything. So I guess we talked a lot about surprises, right? Like we didn't know what you were getting with these webinars, especially. So was there anything that surprised you the most about the entire thing?
The hypnotherapy, I would say overall, if I had to pick one thing, that ended up being such a hidden gem, I would say, is how I would describe it.
Yeah.
Because that is the, I would say like that is hands down the main reason why I was able to, for one thing, achieve those goals that I had going in, that I spent so much time and, you know, energy on all these other programs that maybe they gave me some temporary fix, but they didn't, you know, they just addressed the symptom, not the actual problem. Right. And that was what the hypnotherapy did for me. It was able to solve that problem forever. Now I'm able to approach whenever I need to. I mean, sure, I feel some anxiety, but I'm able to take the actions, whereas before I was not able to do that. It gave me more energy, more charisma. And that's something that's helped me greatly in my own business, on my YouTube channel and stuff like that. And I wouldn't have, you know, clients today like I do now if I didn't do the hypnotherapy. I would be a lot lower energy. And so that ended up just bolstering me up in like all aspects of life. And it's something I didn't even know existed before I entered.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's very real. I mean, I had a similar thing where it's like, I even got licensed for hypnosis. So tells you how much I believe in that stuff. So what was the hardest part about, I guess, implementing what you learned through the program?
Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty good question. I would say the hardest thing, you know, I was always in my own way, you know, so that was always like the most difficult part. Also, you know, you get so much, one thing is that you just get so much good information and you want to take action on all of it, but you got to kind of focus on what you're going to work on first. Right. But that's where I found, you know, when you attend these, it's definitely a good idea. And this is something that I did. It's definitely a good idea to come in with a notebook. And I think John normally mentions that as well, and take.
I already told everybody in the Telegram chat, go buy your goddamn journals. We're starting on Tuesday. Go buy your notebooks and journals now. If you don't have your notebook or journal now, boys, and you signed up, you better go get in because you're going to be writing. Because what you write this week, you're going to look at it in December and be like, damn, I accomplished all of this. And you know what you're going to think? Damn, I would just wish I wrote down more. I wish I wrote down higher goals. It happens to me all the time.
Notes on all this stuff. So even if you can't act on it today, you know, you can still make those improvements and gain the benefits of it later. And he also records the webinars as well. So you'll have that information pretty much forever. So that's pretty amazing as well. But the most difficult part, I would say, other than getting out of your own way, because that's normally the issue of why you're not improving, but just being able to take action on all of this stuff, you got to kind of prioritize what you want to work on next.
Yeah. Because you're getting so much good info, right? So sometimes when we're going through a transformation process, there are saboteurs, right? There are people outside of the community who maybe don't want you to change, right? Or they try to make the process harder some sort of way. Was there anyone like that in your life?
There was not, very fortunate for me, because around that time when I got in there, well, for one thing, I live like away from like my extended family and stuff like that. I think they would be detractors in many regards if I lived near them, but I only see them a couple times a year. So for me personally, not so much. And most of my friends were into this space as well. So fortunately for me, I did not have that, but I totally can see how that would be a hurdle for a lot of people. Yeah.
And so you didn't have anyone, trying to discourage you, it sounds like. So did you ever like internally like feel like you wanted to quit? And then if you did, how did you overcome that?
Yeah, I would say like for me, the quitting part was never really an option, but there's times where I would try to, move on.
And that's why you see how this kid's a gangster too? This fucking kid's a gangster because he just said quitting was not an option. And you see Brent, you guys think these are hired actors? These are real people, okay? These are real people who've gotten real life results, and they're giving you the keys to the kingdom right now. You see, the guys who have a large amount of success, okay? Getting 6 figures a year, that's baby money. That's just the beginning of the game. That's like, okay, I have some competence to me. Now let's see, can I do some big dog shit? Can I do $1 million a year? Can I do $2 million a year? Right? But you see how both these guys, no quit in them. No quit in them. No quit in me. Okay, you're allowed to get your bump on your head, fall down, lick your wounds for a little bit, but there's no quitting allowed.
Into something else in the past, right? That's why I said, like, I tried this program and it didn't work for me. I tried this one, it didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. But one thing that you have to understand as well is that, you know, maybe it didn't completely solve your problem, but there's something you learned from most of your experiences. And so just knowing that, but seeing that value of the network, I knew that this was bringing me so much value to other areas of life. So before I really got into the hypnotherapy, which ultimately that solved my main issue because I was in my own way, like I said, what kept me going to keep finding answers to that point is I knew I was getting so much value in all the other areas. So even in the very beginning, right, I was getting a lot of pretty solid game advice. But I know John, that's the thing about John that's very inspiring, right? He's always leveling up himself.
Right. Boom. You see that? I got receipts too. I'm always leveling up myself, guys. You know, you think this is a YouTube channel, but really it is. It's just a guy broadcasting his self-development journey to the world and just reporting back to the men what has worked for me to get everything that I want. Like, I am so over dating right now, guys, because I've mastered it, okay? I've fucked so many chicks. I have mastered it. I've made girls fall in love with me. I have met awesome girls in my life. I've had sex with tons of girls in a day. I've done it all. I've mastered the game. It is boring to me now. Actually, at this point in my life, it's a net negative for me to go out with some dumb hoe and listen to her fucking toxic life story and how she ended up on this dating app about to get raw dogged by me, right? That's a net negative for me nowadays. And it's no longer entertaining. What entertains me is like real estate, right? Making massive amounts of wealth, right? 100 grand a year. Okay, done it. Million a year. Okay, done it. Now what I want to do? Now I'm focusing on wealthiness, right? Biohacks, getting as healthy as possible, going to the gym, effectively hitting my macros, timing my meals, optimizing my sleep, right? All these things that as I get older and I evolve as a man, I want to show these to everybody. Like, I'm just showing you, for you guys that are young watching me right now, I'm showing you like where you can be when you're 36 and whatnot, right? Moving forward. So here, yeah, exactly. Elliot in the chat says $1 million a month. Let's go. Yeah, that's a goal of mine too. You know, hitting consistently 100K per month, 12 months in a row would be nice. And then from there, $1 million a month, right? And this is me just broadcasting my journey to you guys. So that's what Ryan's talking about here. It's real. Like, I am also trying to get myself going. I'm going to play this, but I'll be right back when I use the restroom.
And that's why I think he's such a great mentor. He's always improving, learning, and growing, and making this program better and better. And when I first joined, he wasn't as knowledgeable on the hypnotherapy stuff. So he was doing the best of his ability by giving me advice on game things that I could do actionably, but I was just in my own way. And it was really discouraging at a lot of points. But what really kept me going was seeing all this value that I was getting and how much I was leveling up in all the other areas of my life where I was allowing myself to take the actions necessary. And then, you know, once as John kept leveling up and he discovered the hypnotherapy, and then, you know, I was like, I'll try anything, you know, I just want to get this solved. So then eventually that opened that up. And then once I got that solved, it was a completely different experience.
Great. So what, you were learning all this stuff, you're applying all the lessons. What was there like a first big win, using all the information? And then was there a moment where you realized like, holy crap, this is working, you know?
Oh yeah, there was obviously there were a lot of those moments, but if I had to point it to a couple here, the first big one was it came off of when I did my initial hypnotherapy sessions, and I had multiple sessions. I needed it in order to get over my hurdles. But so even after the first few, even though I was not yet in that, you know, where I wanted to be, where I was able to approach women, I still had that problem, but it gave me a lot more charisma, a lot more energy, a lot more confidence in myself. And that allowed me to execute on my business plan to create daily content on YouTube. And I noticed that, all this uncertainty, because I think a lot of guys, myself included, come into the program very scattered brain, very uncertain of themselves. Like they jump from one thing to the next and they're not focused and they don't have that conviction in themselves. Right. They have so much self-doubt in a lot of aspects of their life. I was the exact same way, but I noticed that there was this moment where I noticed that a lot of that has already went away, as I continue to improve myself through all the benefits this program offers. So for me, it was like when I noticed like, wow, I actually create a YouTube video every day for a year. And I went from like 100 subscribers to like, now I have like, several thousand. And I was like, wow, this would not have been possible if it weren't for this program for me. And that was the first major one. And then the second one was obviously when I was able to achieve the goals that I originally came in for, when I was able to like hook up with like 6 girls in a week. I was like, wow. that never would have happened before if it wasn't for like everything this program, enabled me to do. And then I was at that point where I was like, yeah, this isn't as big of a deal to me anymore. It's like something that I had on my plate and I was able to accomplish it. And now I'm just ready for the next thing. And that was like a huge moment, I would say.
Yeah. Cause I mean, that's something most guys struggle with their entire lives, right? But you were able to figure it out. And now you can put your focus on your business, anything else really.
Right.
Great. So we talked about a lot of exciting results. Was there a most?
And for all you guys who cry about height as well, Ryan here on the left I think he's like 5'6". Not that it fucking matters, but everybody's like, you can't get girls if you're a minority and you're short. Well, he's a minority, he's short, and he's making a lot of money too. So you're pretty much without excuse, gents. Life's on you. What are you gonna do?
The exciting result was it gaming the 6 women? What was the most exciting thing for you?
I would say just the transformation, the personal transformation that I've seen in myself. Like, whereas it's now it's like, if I lack a skill, I know that I can learn that skill and I have confidence in myself to see that through. And I have the conviction to execute on the plan, because what makes it so difficult to execute on a plan is if you don't believe that you could ever achieve it to begin with. So just that overall, that macro confidence, I guess you would say, that you can develop in yourself through this program, to know that like, hey, if there's any skills that you lack, any deficiencies, you truly know that you can learn that skill and that you can become good at this stuff. And that confidence obviously benefits me in all areas of life. And I would say that was the number one gift the course gave me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big one. So we talked about a lot of different milestones. You've had success in, sounds like, for money, for business, for relationships, game, obviously. And so I guess your life is different right now, right? Like, how is life different? And then why is that important to you?
Yeah. So prior to joining, I'll say now I am making like more than double the salary that I was making beforehand. And I was already making close to 6 figures when I came in.
Right.
And so like that alone is huge. And that's just from my 9-to-5 job. I also,
right
when
now,
I came in, I didn't have a business.
You're a cuck. You're blue pill for life. Damn. Better send me $1,000 in donation right now.
And that's
I wasn't even expecting super chat in today's show. This is more about just helping you guys out, but thanks for the donation. That was super nice of you. A $10 super chat from Hat and Clogs 4334. Dude, you were great on Rule 0. Man, please plug Cappy's book, The Menu, help Cappy out. So I don't plug anything until I've read it, okay? I plug The Curse of High IQ because I have. And I'm not going to plug Cappy's book, The Menu, until I read it. So, but I do endorse Cappy overall as a consultant. Despite him being poor and in the middle class, I forgive him. Nobody's perfect, God made the bronze and silver medal for people like Cappy, and that's okay. But really, Cappy's a good friend of mine, and but I just don't endorse anything, even if you're my friend. If I don't use the service myself, it's just an integrity point for me, right? That's why I can't fully endorse The Rational Male, because I haven't finished the book yet because it was just so boring. I got like halfway through it. I was like, Rollo, I already know all this stuff. He's like, I know. Rollo gets mad that I openly talk about not reading his book. But I will say that I do endorse Cappy overall as an individual. I think he's very smart when it comes to living below your means, which is super smart to do. And especially if you want to get moving ahead. Because, guys, remember when I was grinding and building this shit up, remember I was living in like a little shithole apartment. I didn't even have a TV. I didn't own a TV for 2 years. You know that? 2 years. And then I overcompensated and I bought an 85-inch TV, which I don't care because I get to see what my beautiful darling Heather from Selling Sunset looks like in that 85 inches of glory, and I just fall in love every episode. So it was worth every little penny that I paid for it. Anyways, let's go back to today's episode. Check it out here.
At all. I didn't have a YouTube channel at all. Now I've been able to grow my YouTube channel to over 5,000 subscribers, and we're still growing. And I went from making
and his YouTube channel, I'll plug it on the screen for you guys right now. This is a real person with a real YouTube channel, and he teaches guys how to make money in the cybersecurity world.
Welcome to the...
And here, I'll just pull it up right here. There it is. Elevate Cyber. Right? Elevate your cybersecurity skill set, breaking into the field of hacking. New videos daily, 8 a.m. Eastern. Cyber Elevate, right? That's his channel. 5,000 subscribers. Already making money online, doing very, very, very well for himself, and continue to grow the business. I mean, he's just going to continue to grow this channel. He's trending up in every direction, you see? And that's what you want to be doing as a man. You want to be able to get in the direction of trending upwards and then keep the momentum and move in a way to optimize your speed upwards. Does that make sense to you guys? He's killing it right now. He has his $1 million formula. He will be a millionaire without a doubt. Mark my words, Ryan will be a millionaire. Brent Caldwell as well. You'll see, and I'll be back here 2 years. Like, well, Ryan's a millionaire, and some people will still be on the fence. Well, only when he makes $10 million because, inflation and blah, 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 blah. Make every excuse in the world just to fucking not take action, right? So, anyways, if you do take action, though, getting into Masculine Empowerment Network, guys, I'm the best I've ever been in my life. Don't you get it? For you guys who haven't seen it, don't you get it? I have made the most money I've ever made in my entire life right now. I am in such a good place mentally that I've ever been right now. My game is at the peak, okay? Beautiful women love me, right? I got a beautiful woman who loves me right now, takes care of me. Listen, you want to know how much she loves me? This is real love. Look, before the show came in, she went downstairs to get my copy of Elden Ring. I ordered it finally from PS5, okay? It was downstairs in the mailbox. And you know how it feels when you got something that you are ready to play and you're like, I need that as close to me as physically possible. Even during this broadcast, I opened it. I opened over the plastic, okay? Right? So there you go. It's real. So you guys don't think I'm bullshit. You see, I'm rich. I got a PlayStation 5. Back out. Okay? Not trying to brag, but my PlayStation 5 was bought for me as well by my ex for a birthday gift. I'm living the dream. I'm living the fucking dream. Don't you get it? I have made multiple millions of dollars, and I am just one part of this huge equation. That's the Masculine Empowerment Network. And you can come in and talk to any one of us and ask us any question, and we'll answer you for the rest of 2022. It is May. So all of June, all of July, all of August, all of September, all of October, all of November, and all of December. I'm going to teach you to get whatever you want in that time. It's a lifetime deal. It is like unfair how cheap this is. But you're only going to find out about it if you continue to watch what I'm saying here, watch the testimonials, read people in the chat. I'm telling you, this is a life-changing thing. And we're going to make it happen for all guys who show up and do the work. It's inevitable. It is inevitable. Let's continue with his testimony.
No money in my business, because I didn't have a business. I just did 2 course launches and I made over $15,000 So we're just getting started in that as well. I went from my lake count went from about when I came in, I think it was at 7, and now it's like around 50. And honestly, it could be higher, but I've been more focused on the business stuff.
Let's hear that. You see that? He says it could be higher, but I'm more focused on the business stuff. You know why? Because we taught him how to master the art of getting pussy. And for you guys that are still pussy hungry, you know what the cure to stop being pussy hungry is? It's mastering the game. It's getting to the point when you're with a woman, you're like, this bitch is predictable. All of them are predictable. And you find one that matches your preferences to what you like, and that's you keep as your main girl, right? He is bored with chicks. He's mastered it. It's no longer important to him. You know what's important to him? Making money. And like he said, in his relationship, he has a one-sided open relationship. His side is open, her side is closed. And she's happy and willing to be in this relationship with him. So he has all the sex in the world he wants. He has a beautiful woman by his side. He has a business that he's growing, and he's making his own money in his main job, which is remote, and he's working not even 40 hours a week. Pulling in well over $100,000 a year. Can't go into details for more, but this is a real person. This is another member of the Masculine Empowerment Network. You know what's funny? There's so many more successful guys in their group, but these are the only guys that decided to come forward. Because some people don't want to have their image put on the internet and all that jazz, right? But we have people like surgeons. We have people like celebrities. Okay, we got people who are professional sports players. There's a lot of people in this network and that have come in and gone and come in and gone. Okay? And people are coming back in this time around. We're already at 100 members right now. So by the end of this day, we're going to have a lot more than that. Because I know people like to wait till last minute, but I'm telling you, now is the time. Go to Masculine Empowerment Network. If you're watching this on replay, go now because you're probably running out of time. Sign up. Get in. Let's finish this testimonial.
Let's see what else. Oh, yeah. I went from having no consistent women in my life to having a girl that I'm dating, and she's exclusive to me, and she allows me to sleep around and do what I want. So, yeah, just having...
There it is. I thought he mentioned it, but no, there it is.
You know, my side open, her side closed. So
no, this is all planned. He's a fake actor. I paid them both. They're actually both work for the Democratic Party. They're fake actors. They're crisis actors. No, excuse me. They're success actors. Everything's fake, guys. It's all fake. You should definitely just be riddled in skepticism. Don't even use your logical mind to conclude why this is a good idea. Just don't sign up. Live in fear. Your knight in shining armor is coming. I promise. You guys know what I'm saying, and you know how I mean.
So those are all things that I was able to do between now and when I first joined.
Yeah, so you basically achieved the dream, man. I mean, that's the dream most guys are looking for.
Oh, yeah, and then cryptocurrency, like that I went from having no cryptocurrency to, let's just say it was over 6 figures last year. So,
Wow. Congrats, man. So obviously you've been just kicking ass, right? Like through and through in the 4 core areas. Was there a moment where you had something like, I can't believe this is my life right now?
I mean, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. It's like, damn, that's actually a lot of stuff that I just listed out there. Like, what a transformation. But well, I mean, one of the things, because I was featured on a few of John's YouTube videos on his live streams, because I know he did a breakdown on me with Ryan Fowler, and I mean, that's always a moment. And there's been actually a number of times where people have talked about me on live streams on YouTube. And that's always, every time is like a moment. I'm like, wow, they're talking about me and my transformations. It's like, it must be pretty significant then. And it is just crazy. Yeah. But then it does kind of become part of your life of just like improving yourself. And it becomes just part of what you do. It's like hard to imagine not doing it at a certain point. It's hard to imagine like staying the same and not growing and improving. So, but yeah, for actual moments, I would say, those are definitely, there are always moments there. Yeah.
So you've achieved this new normal, right? And it's like now it's not this like distant thing. It's like every day. Yeah.
And I think there's always like, it's always a journey. There's always, cause right now there's a lot of aspirations that I have, things that I'm trying to do. And I'm looking over at like the next chasm, and I'm trying to lay the bricks down so I can build that bridge over there. Now, from where I was, I already, this course allowed me to get all the bricks that I needed to lay them down to cross over to the other side. But now that I'm on the other side, I see there's still, another side that I need to get to. So it's always constant improvement, and you're always acquiring new skills and laying the bricks down. So what are you excited about next? Yeah. So for me, I'm really excited about building my business out, and I've come up with my financial freedom number. So I know like what I need to be making as like a monthly and annual income from my business to where I can quit my 9-to-5 job. And that's going to allow me to grow the business even better. And I also have like, I'm starting to get into some real estate investments and stuff like that. And I'm going to build up like some passive income. So I can eventually, my goal is to have enough passive income where it'll pay all my living expenses. Yeah. So then it's like, I can put all of the money from my business into more investments and just grow my net worth and try to reach $5 million. And then I could dig my well basically. And I could just live off of like a 5% interest off that. And
that's from the book, You Need More Money by Matt Monero. That's the number. It's $7.5 million now. I've actually heard directly from Matt Monero. A friend of mine's connected. And we talked to him. He said, hey, is 5 million the number to get out? He says, with inflation now, it's 7.5 mil. But still, 7.5 mil is the number you can get. You can live off of 5% interest for the rest of your life, and you're coasting. That's when you're coasting for free. That's the goal I'm trying to get to.
Then I would be working because I want to work, and I'll be working on my own terms. Right. And I wouldn't be doing it to survive. It would be the stuff that I want to do on my terms. So yeah.
Beautiful, man. So what advice would you have for someone who is in the same situation you were in before the program?
Yeah, like I understand there's like so many different products out there that people are selling online and stuff like that, but I can definitely guarantee you that this is a very unique product. There is no equivalent that I've ever seen out there in terms of the value that you get from this course. And I think the reason that like there's like a bunch of drama in the like, dating sphere and stuff like that, I wouldn't even consider those people really alternative products in most cases, because like this is such a unique product. The fact that like dating is a lot of people are going to come in here just like me for the dating, but dating is such a small, and you will get that, you will get the benefits there, but that is such a small part of the overall stuff that you're getting, as we mentioned earlier in this call. So yeah.
Perfect, man. This has been great. Do you have anything else you want to share or tell the world about, that we haven't covered already?
Yeah. So, obviously if you're watching this and you're pretty new to MLD stuff, you might not be familiar with where I was actually at before I came in. And I think it's always easy to look at someone who's already crossed the bridge that you're trying to cross and just assume like, oh, like he probably was like most of the way there already, or he probably had it easier or whatever. But I was completely different. Like you could ask MLD yourself or anyone. I was a completely different person when I came in here. And I've, because I've been in the community so long, I've seen like similar transformations in other people that came in as well. So I'm not like a special case or like, as much as I would like to feel special. Anyone can do this is basically what I'm trying to say. And a lot of people have already and have similar transformations to me. And you'll probably see those as well. But yeah, no matter where you're at right now, this is the first step of turning your life around, is surrounding yourself with that network of people that are on the same path, because we're very social creatures and there's nothing like that power of influence. A lot of times people talk about the negative influence, and that's very true as well. But one thing you also got to consider is it goes both ways. So if you get the positive influence of surrounding yourself with people that are doing the things you want to do or have already done it, then there's no shortcut like that, honestly.
Excellent, man. Well, this has been a great call. I'd say one of the best. So
awesome.
Thanks so much for your time. I think.
And there it is right there. That's the power of what we got changing people's lives via the Masculine Empowerment Network. So here's this, right? Go back to this screen. So this is masculineempowermentnetwork.com, right? So you've been watching these clips with me now on the channel here. There's Brent, we watched his, and there's Ryan, right? So we still have three more. There's Leonard, and then there's Mikkel, and then there's Mr. 710. Mr. 710 has already signed up again for the Masculine Empowerment Network, right? Enrollment closes tonight at midnight, so you're not going to want to miss out on this. Go to the website and just read everything here. Read it. If you're like one of those people that needs a good, thorough read through this, and then ask yourself, okay, I know how much it'll cost for me to get inside, but really look at your life, look at your problems, look at all the situations you have that you want to get solved, and ask yourself, how much is it going to cost me in time and in money and emotional frustration if I don't sign up? Where am I going to go get the options to really help me out in everything, right? Because, there's people launching courses on crypto. There's people launching courses on entrepreneurship. There's people learning courses on game. There's people launching courses on Instagram. But why don't you just do all of it at once and invest on the entire year. That's what we have here going on. Okay. We have how to get a job, understanding the negative side of dating with women, right? How to be a millionaire, how to get a girlfriend. Roll Tomasi's talk about the psychology of game. Hypnosis for Men talk about inner game. Charlie's coming to talk about cultivating the crypto mindset. Laurent is coming to talk about big money game. Okay, Deca millionaire status. Okay, tens of millions of dollars. Going to teach you the money game, the real shit too. None of this fake internet, Twitter money and Instagram money and YouTube money shit. Talking about real fucking money, tens of millions. Okay, that's what we're going to be sorting you out with. We got all these great minds coming here. Legal mindset. Can you ask him questions about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial as well? Red pill risk analysis. You name it. We got all this stuff. Okay, and this here is just the very beginning. This is 20. You get 20 more in August and 20 more in January. So you're making an investment in yourself as well. So go right now to the Masculine Empowerment Network. Sign up, and we're going to lock you in for the 2022 year. I'm going to be taking a break from YouTube after this one too. So I might be gone for a while. We'll see what happens. But until then, you guys, I'm telling you, this is the chance to turn yourself around. So take yourself seriously, and I'll see you guys on the inside. Peace out.